oversaw state accounting, state human resources, state major maintenance, state investigation, state procurement. All the guts of the operations of the state of Iowa flowed through my department, and I oversaw that. And I did that with business perspective in mind. I did that and ultimately became known as the fixer in state government. So when problems arose or when big projects arose, I was called in to figure out how to get those projects done for the governor. Iowa Doge. It was our group that fixed most of the things from an efficiency perspective, from a money-saving perspective here in the state. And so when I go out and I campaign and I share my story, I talk about the governor from a CEO perspective. The governor of the state of Iowa is the CEO of the state of Iowa. And because I believe that to be true, there are three things that we need to be paying attention to from a CEO perspective. And the first one is the governor, the CEO, needs to be able to operate the state of Iowa. You need to be able to operate. You need to know how the government works. You need to know how your tax dollars flow into the executive branch and flow out to services that are going to benefit Iowans. From an operational perspective, when I resigned my position, I had to turn my badge in. All I need to do is get my badge back. I can badge in. I can operate this state on day one. There's not a learning curve. I've done it for so long. I know the players involved. I'm ready to operate the state on day one. Because of my operational background, I was, again, involved in several special projects for the state. I'll mention just three of them here, and there's a whole laundry list of awesome things that we did in the state. Government alignment. My team was the team that took 37 agencies in state government and narrowed it down to 16 agencies. When you do that, you learn a lot about every single agency you're dealing with. You learn a lot about the waste. You learn a lot about potential fraud. You learn a lot about abuse within state government in our tax dollars. And so before I resigned my position, because I had an open window into the guts of the state, I told my team, I said, I'm going to be resigning in 2 weeks. Here's a laundry list of things that I want to do when I come back. And my team got excited about that because they saw it too. And they know how we operate within state government. So that was one project. Another project was the city of Toledo. The old Iowa juvenile home sat vacant for 10 years. The juvenile home was a giant administrative building, 18 dilapidated buildings, and 27 acres of land. And I was told from the governor, hey, this is now your project. No one's been able to complete this thing. This is yours. And I looked at it, common sense, business principles, project management. And I said, I need to call the county. So I called Tama County, and I said, I want to transfer this property to you guys for $1. I want you guys to be able to turn this in what you want it to be. And so I cut all the red tape that I could, and we put a project together. And in 9 months, I transferred the property to the city of Toledo. The city transferred the giant building to the school. The school renovated. It's now a functional junior high school in the middle of downtown Toledo. Kids are going to school there. They're learning there. We bulldozed the buildings, and now the city is selling lots on the bare ground for homes to be built for the beef processing plant down the road. In 9 months, I was able to get something that nobody inside of state government could do in 10 years.